covering a very specific example that I just had in a match with someone, Super Platinum Guile. I was just messing around with Ryu. I play pretty much like every character in this game, just messing around with everybody because I can't take this game too seriously. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, I wanted to get into something and kind of talk with something about the A-frames of lag. Everybody knows, okay, there's this lag, blah, blah, blah. Capcom's not really going to do anything about it. But I wanted to quickly discuss the significance of this. So, when you have a game, so we have Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 is a game. Anything that's equivalent would be like a board game or a game of basketball, a game of football. It's a game. It is a game at its core. At its very core, Street Fighter 5 is a game. You want to give equal characters the opportunity to win. You want to have different play styles, just like anything else. So let's say that you are playing a board game with your friends, and you have 4 different types of characters that have different objectives in that specific board game. So maybe one character in the board game is a traitor, and is trying to screw everybody over by the end of the game, and if that person does that, they succeed. Another person has to help another character within the game, figure out who that character is, hopefully help them reach their goal and win the game. Such as so. Or Connect 4, you put the things down the slot and you have equal chances and you have to manipulate your opponent and just play a one-on-one game. There are role-specific games, and Street Fighter can be compared to a role-specific game, similar to being a center or a point guard in basketball, or maybe a small forward, or a shooting guard. You have different positions that have different objectives and goals. So a center in basketball wants to get rebounds, want to block shots, maybe have really good defense, maybe a slower player, but more stronger and stronger. A point guard in basketball is very fast, very agile, great passer, maybe not a great shooter. A shooting guard is really good offensively, maybe can take a 3-point shot, maybe drive to the hoop. Small forward is kind of like a balance between a power forward and maybe a shooting guard, and maybe a little bit more aggressive, like a LeBron James. So there's different roles, right? And different ways to play the game, different ways to reach an objective. In Street Fighter 5, because the game is geared towards offensive, what that means is that every single character or every single role is the exact same role. So what I mean by that is it's like playing a game of basketball and every single person is a shooting guard. Or it's like playing a game of football and every single player is a quarterback, trying to run the shots, trying to run the plays. Well, my character's trying to run the shots, but your character's trying to run the shots too. So everybody is doing the same thing, which if everyone's doing the same thing, there's no counter to that because everyone's contributing and doing the same roles. I had a talk with one of my friends about a week ago about this, and it really caught my attention that a lot of the characters, or pretty much all of them aside from Fang, are kind of doing the same thing. We're all trying to pressure and go in and do something. Very few characters can just sit back and win because jumping is very strong, and we've seen that in competitive play with matches. But what I wanted to show here is the significance and the importance of the lag. It's not necessarily, oh, I want to be able to react to things, or oh, I can't react, or I can't do anything, but there's more to it than just, oh, it's laggy. So it changes the way that play styles are created in Street Fighter V and allows for a less diverse playstyle game. And that's a problem. That's where the real problem is, and I'm going to show it in this match that I have with this guile right now. So what I'm looking for, what I want to show you in this match is my parrying. Oh, I'm going to put on the key display. So there are countless times, and I want you to look at the right hand side of when I attempt to parry a projectile and I lose out. Right there, I just tried to parry his projectile, but his forward fierce was coming out as well. But if I had done that in time, if the frames of lag weren't there, oh, I did a very good parry there. I knew he did the crouching medium kick. I actually thought he was going to do another forward fierce, but pay attention just to the parrying. Once again, I'm not really a great Ryu. I'm really not. I'm just go right there. He just jumped in, and I did a parry because I saw his attack, and I reacted to his attack, and I did a parry from his jump in, and I was It did not come out yet. But had that come out, and you can look back and check out the inputs, that would have been a parry. The fact that the parry is 7 frames, I think it's 6 or 7 frames to come out. So it's not instantaneous. You have to kind of do it already ahead of time. Even if the game's frames were better and it was 5 frames or 4 frames of lag, you still don't have a lot of time. But the thing is that Ryu's V-skill would improve. See, right there I did it as well. If you look right on the screen, I hit it twice, actually. But I hit it first. Obviously, that first one should have come out. And I tried to react strictly to his projectile and could not do it. I also tried to do it there. That time I was beat out because I was trying to compensate for the lag that time and do it earlier. But I did it way too early. That was actually a mistake, for sure. But if you'll notice here, I specifically kind of back off in a minute after this hit, because I'm just curious to see if I can get these projectiles. So I specifically, right there, I did it again. Right there, I reacted to the projectile, and I hit the V-skill, and I was not awarded with the V-skill. Watch again. I did it again. If you look again, you'll see the inputs that I reacted strictly full screen away, trying to parry this projectile, and I could not do it. And that's what hurts Street Fighter V, the reactionary playstyle, and that's why jumping is so successful, because people don't have as much time anymore to react to jump-ins. So that's why people get free jumps and stupid wins with Mika and stuff, is because no one's punishing jump-ins, because we have to see the jump, then we have to hit the button. So it's basically 2 frames, 2 sets of lag difference. There's the game, there's the person jumping, and then when the person jumps, we have to hit the button. Now our timing is probably not going to be as super duper perfect at the peak of their jump. We have to see the jump and then be like, oh, okay, now I have to do it. So there's reacting time, and then there's the lag. It's not just, oh, there's the lag, haha, you have perfect reactions already. People naturally have less advantages to lag. I mean, not perfect reactions to lag. So that's where the problem lies with Street Fighter V. That basic concept of playstyles are being changed because we have to be more offensive, because the defensive style is not good because of the 8 frames of lag. It's not necessarily, oh my god, that's exactly why I'm losing, blah, 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 blah. But that's why certain players, such as like Daiminion, or Punko, or Mago, or Kazunoko, or some local players that I know of, aren't doing as well in Street Fighter V. But players that didn't play reactionary, people that played more autopilot, or people that did more random, special, unsafe moves, are doing better, because people aren't reacting as much. So people are getting away with more gimmicks. People are getting away with more birdie hops, birdie chains, and things like that, because the game isn't polished to what it should be. Is this going to change? It better change, because it's affecting the growth spurt, and it's affecting the meta and the tier list in this game. It's affecting the game. It strictly affects the game, because when you have other games that are like, oh, okay, well, this is about 4 frames of lag or 3 frames of lag, and then you come to Street Fighter V and you're dealing with a 3 frame increased average, that makes a big difference. So that's all I gotta say. I hope you see the video. Please rewind and check out the stuff to see my examples. There was one instance where I did actually get beat out, maybe 2. But there are examples in that match where I should have parried, and it was clear. I was full screen away, did a parry, and it should have worked, and it shows in my inputs. So, take care.